Hi guys, welcome back to the Tech Diary. This is my second channel, so I have a main channel called Mark Ellis Reviews, and that is much slicker and I get to the point a lot quicker. This channel is what the name suggests. It's a diary entry. I can kind of delve into products in a bit more detail, and in this episode, unbox something very exciting, which I'll get onto in a moment. Firstly, I need to address this, which is the iPhone 16. Now, if you've been watching the main channel recently, you may have seen my review of the iPhone 16, where I switched from this, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, to the iPhone 16e, which is a weird swap, isn't it? You know, going from the flagship to the entry level, which has been panned by a lot of people. But I've done it. No one well, not no one. A few people don't believe me for some reason. There's a lot of, is it a lot? It probably is a lot. There's a lot of comments saying, well, I don't believe you. You're a liar. Someone even told me to go and get a proper job and stop being an idiot, which is a fair point, really. But yeah, for some reason, people can't accept the fact that I've gone from the iPhone 16 Pro Max to the iPhone 16e. But I have. I don't know how else to explain this or justify it. I don't need to justify it. Oh, by the way, some people have suggested that I'm being paid by Apple, which is interesting because in the review for this, the conclusion is that if you're thinking between, if you're trying to choose between iOS and Android, you should not touch this with a barge pole. I also basically say this is a massively flawed phone. I don't think Apple would pay anyone to say that stuff publicly, do you? No. So that is utterly ludicrous. But as is this kind of disbelief about me doing this, I promise you, hand on heart, I'm not using this anymore. I'm using the iPhone 16e, mainly because I can't be bothered to swap from that back to that and do all the kind of Bluetooth reconnections and all that stuff. Can't be bothered. And also, I'm really enjoying the size of this phone and the simplicity of it. There's something about it. And a lot of people in the comments are saying the same thing. They've gone for this iPhone 16 because it reminds them of a simpler time, and they don't need dynamic island and wide angle camera and all that stuff. Some of those things are really irritating, particularly from my perspective. The one thing that I do have the one thing that I have that a lot of normal users don't have, because I'm a tech reviewer, is that I always have a second phone. So I've always got a big Android phone with me, in this case the Samsung S25 Ultra. So this is definitely fulfilling my requirements that this can't deliver. So I don't know how else to explain this, but I've switched. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but I have switched. I probably won't go back to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It's a cool little phone, it really is. It just scratches very easily, which you can rub off, but it's a bit annoying. Anyway, let's talk about the Mac. In that box there, I have a new Apple product. But before I unbox it, loads of keep me waiting, keep you engaged, keep that retention time up. I want to very quickly explain the way that I use my MacBooks, and I use it's plural because again I'm a tech reviewer and I'm not a normal person. So I have two MacBooks that I use pretty much every day. The first one is the MacBook Pro. This is an M3 Max MacBook Pro. It was incredibly expensive, I think $4,500 or something, and very, very kind of spec'd up and incredibly capable, which was great when I was doing editing in this business. I don't do that anymore. I basically just do this and write stuff and do email. That's pretty much my job. So this is overkill by quite a stretch, which is problematic. But that's my problem to deal with. But also, I do love it. I love it. It's particular. I mean, this comes with me everywhere. So if I'm traveling, if I'm just going to a coffee shop or wherever, if I'm flying somewhere, this is the laptop that comes with me because it's so portable. And I just know I've got that power just in case I need it. If I need to do an edit on the road for whatever reason, if something happens, I need to do something, there's nothing I can't do with this basically. So the MacBook Pro, brilliant. I love it. Then I have the 15-inch M2 15-inch M2 MacBook Air, the big one. And this is what I've called this sounds really elaborate and a bit, over the top, but I call it my home laptop because I use this at home, as the name suggests, which basically means I use it every morning. This is the first computing device I come into contact with every day. So I go downstairs, make myself a coffee, and on the coffee table, on the breakfast table is this. And I open it and I do my email, I do my writing for the day, I do whatever, Slack, I catch up on Slack and all that sort of stuff. It's definitely my home laptop, which is a bit of a it's a bit, like I say, an elaborate thing to have. I could just do everything on that MacBook Pro, couldn't I? But I'm a tech reviewer and I feel like I have to have some of these things. Now, this is the M2 version, and I've had it for 18 months, no, maybe nearly 2 years now, whatever it is, whenever it first came out. Very recently, within the last couple of weeks, Apple upgraded the MacBook Air. So they took the M3 chip out of it, because there was an M3 version after this, and they put the M4 chip in it. Now that doesn't mean anything really, because the difference between even the M2 and the M4 is marginal for most people. You're not going to notice it. Certainly the difference between the M3 and the M4, who cares? The difference between the M1 and the M4 is fairly significant. It's quite big, not least because M1 MacBook Airs are the old wedge shape, so it's the old wedge design basically, which I still love to death. We've still got one in our family. My girlfriend uses it. That's her laptop now, and I love the fact it's being put to use every day. But if you've got an M1 MacBook Air, now is such a good time, an unbelievably good time to upgrade it if you need to. If the battery's starting to die, or if it's looking a bit tatty, or if it's feeling a bit slow for whatever reason, if your use case has increased, going for an M4 MacBook Air. The fact that you can get a big one as well now, you couldn't get the 15-inch in the original M1 form factor. So, it's a good time to upgrade. But I'm upgrading myself again because I'm a stupid tech reviewer, which means I'm going from this M2 version to an M4 version, which is what's in here. Now, the M4, what I thought I'd do on this video basically is just talk about laptops, talk about my MacBook thing, and then also unbox this and have a look at it. Now, there's no difference really between this and that when it comes to anything apart from the chip and the colour. Everything else is the same. It will look the same. It's got the same ports. The one difference it does have over this one, and also the M3 version, is that you can run up to 2 external displays with the lid open. With the M3, I think you can run 2 external displays, but you have to keep the lid closed. I think that's what it is. With this one, no, you can leave the lid open and technically have 3 displays, which is lovely. But what you care about, and the only thing I care about, obviously, is the new colour. So I've gone for the sky blue. Is it called sky blue? I should have done some research. I did do the research, but the thing with these videos is that I don't remind myself of stuff before I start talking. I'm pretty sure it's sky blue, hopefully. Who cares? It's the blue version, basically, which is in here. And Apple being Apple, they know what they're doing. They bring out a new product, which isn't that new. It's just a new chip or whatever it might be. But they give you a new colour, and the new colour is always exciting. A bit like the MacBook Pro, the space black. Is it called space black? I don't know the names of any of these colours. The black version of the MacBook Pro, which is this one, that just made me want it, which is ridiculous. Although it doesn't wear very well. In fact, it wears, I'm going massively off-piste here, it wears terribly. You won't see it on here, but that is worn down, and that's a common thing on the black version. Just bear that in mind. Anyway, let's unbox this sky blue MacBook Air. Now, I went for the base model version, so it's just the regular M4 chip with 16 gig of unified memory. The 8 gig thing has gone. You can't buy a brand new MacBook Air with 8 gig of unified memory, which is good news. So it's got a 16 gig of memory and 256 gig of storage. I didn't upgrade anything. It's as it is at the base model, which I think for most people is enough. You may want to add, go up to 512 gig of storage, I don't know, but for me, I've never run out of 256. It's always been fine for me. So anyway, here we go. Let's have a look. I'm very excited about this new colour. Embarrassingly excited about it. Right, let's just get the MacBook out. Before we look at that, what do we get? We get Thankfully, we still get these. We get the power brick, which is good. I do need another one of those because I lost my other one, which was very, very annoying. And because it is the 15-inch version, I don't think you get this with the 13-inch version. You get the 2 USB-C outputs, so you can charge 2 things with that, which is lovely. I bet we don't get stickers. I think they have basically got rid of stickers, haven't they? We don't get the Apple stickers anymore. Weirdly, they pad that out, that little thing. There's nothing else in there apart from these little leaflets that no one reads. And they've stopped giving us stickers. Why have they stopped doing that? I don't know. Anyway, who cares? No one ever used to do anything with those stickers. That's the thing. We didn't used to do anything with those stickers, but the fact they're not there anymore is really annoying. Okay, we do have good news, more good news. We have these cables are lovely these days. If you've not experienced, this is another reason kind of not really, it's another nice positive thing that you get from upgrading from the M1 version, which is you get these lovely braided cables now from Apple. They're really nice quality and they're color coded. So I can see already that it's got this kind of bluish tint to it, which will match the colour of the MacBook. Right, I'm really excited by this. I don't know why, it's the exact same laptop as that. Here we go. Are you ready? I'm not sure how this colour is going to come across on camera. I've not seen it in person yet either. I've only seen photos of it and Apple's own marketing imagery. So, what's it going to be like in person? Because sometimes the colours that you see on Apple's website don't look that impressive in person. They're always a little bit muted and a bit like, okay. Hopefully that's not the case. Let's see. Are you ready? Here we go. We'll do this together. Worst unboxing ever. There we go. Okay, it is... Am I disappointed? It's a very, very, very light shade of blue. I knew it was going to be that. In fact, you can barely tell it's blue in this light. You probably can't tell at all. Can you see that? With this great big key light here? I don't know, maybe not. It's a little bit like, so this is the Starlight version, my M2 one, which I'm moving on from. This is faintly gold. That's the best way to describe it, really. Kind of bronzy type gold, but it's very, very light. Again, no surprise, it's the same. Although actually, it's getting more blue now it's out. Regardless of how blue it is, it's still a lovely thing. Look how thin these MacBook Airs are. It's just ridiculous, absolutely insane how thin they are. And when you open them as well, obviously just one-handed, which is what you can do with MacBooks. That feels a bit wrong. Oh, there we go. I don't recommend doing it like that, but you can. Let's take the protective thing off the display. That wasn't very good ASMR, was it? Yeah, when you open it, look, it's just... These are the best looking laptops. I don't care. I've got a Samsung Book 5 Pro, bear with me, over here, which is a lovely looking laptop actually. It's a very nice looking laptop, and it's very, ironically, given the topic of conversation today, it's very M1 MacBook Air like. It's got this kind of tapered design, but it's still not quite as nice as a MacBook. There's something about MacBooks which... I've not tried every Windows laptop, but I'm yet to find a Windows laptop that is as nice as these devices. These computers are just lovely. And this one's no different. It is getting more blue. It's definitely getting more blue. It's a very subtle shade, but it's very smart looking. I mean, it's classic Apple, isn't it? That's what they do. What more can I say about this laptop? Not much. I am going to do a video on the MacBook Air for the main channel for this weekend, and it won't be a review, because reviewing this, it's utterly pointless. I've reviewed that already. It's the review that I did for this nearly 2 years ago. So it's not going to be a review, but it's going to be an explanation as to why I think, as I've just alluded to, the MacBook Air is, I think, I know it is, I just know it is. Argue with me in the comments if you don't believe, if you don't agree with me. I think the MacBook Air is the best laptop ever. It's the best laptop you can buy now, and in this M4 form, which is going to be incredibly, performant, as they say, and incredibly impressive. It's the pinnacle now. This is the ultimate time to either upgrade from an older MacBook Air or just get your first MacBook Air, and you will end up with the best laptop you can buy. The best one you can buy by a significant margin. I really would think about getting one of these over one of these. MacBook Pros are even more impressive in terms of what they can do. And yes, you get things like an SD card slot and a HDMI port and lots of other kind of thing, better display and all that sort of stuff. But in everyday use, those things make no difference. And actually, this one is much easier to travel with, particularly if you go for the 13-inch version. But even this 15-inch edition it's very, very easy to kind of travel around with. Even though I don't...
British English is the main language, press the return key.
I was waiting for it to do that. I've lost my train of thought now. Thank you, macOS. But yeah, even the 15-inch version is very portable. Ironically, I don't travel with mine. It's just my home laptop. But yeah, there you go, guys. That is the sky blue MacBook Air 15-inch version. There will be a full video about this and just about the MacBook Air in general on the main channel in a few days' time. Let me know what you think. I'd love to know if you have bought an M4 MacBook Air, or if you're thinking about buying one, and your reasons for doing it. Are you upgrading? Are you getting it for the first time? Have you got a specific use case that you need that MacBook Air for? Let me know. And also, which one have you gone for? Have you gone for the blue one? I bet you've gone for the blue one. I can guarantee it. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. We love making these diary entry videos because they're just so loose and there's no faff. It's just not, well, there is faff actually, but there's less editing and stuff, and we just push them out and people seem to be really enjoying them. So if you are enjoying this, give it a thumbs up, please. It makes a massive difference. Also, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, it's down there somewhere. Give it a click, and tell your mates about this channel, obviously, and check out my main channel if you haven't done already. That's all the plugs done. I'm now going to get this set up, and I need to get rid of this. If you want to buy this, by the way, let me know. This is the base model M2 15-inch MacBook Air. Very well looked after. It does need a clean, but trust me, it's in very good condition. Yeah, if you want to buy it off me, get in touch. Anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next diary entry. Cheers.